Well, hey there, everyone, and welcome to the VIP Trade Room with Roger Scott and Matt Horton. Now, today is Thursday, November 13th, and my name is Raleigh White, and I'm coming to you live from a beautiful fall day here in Austin, Texas, and I'm going to be your moderator today. Now, in today's session, Roger's going to be covering a range of important topics with a focus on how Roger uses the Pro Trader dashboard every day to day trade and swing trade the markets. Now, in today's session, he's going to be talking about exactly what is the Pro Trader dashboard and what do the various levels and indicators and what do they mean. He's also going to show us how the scanner spots stocks that are breaking up or breaking down, and then he's going to combine everything together to find or to show us how we can find fast moving intraday stocks. He's also going to talk about when and how to enter momentum and pullback trades, and then give us a few tips and tricks for taking day trades and swing trades. And as a special bonus, folks, he's going to use the Pro Trader dashboard in the live markets, and let's see if we can find some trades this afternoon. Now, if you've got any questions during Roger's presentation, please type them in the chat window and we'll address them periodically throughout the session so as to not interfere with Roger's presentation. And also, folks, the chat room is open to everyone. And remember, we do have some ground rules. First of all, folks, be kind and supportive in your posts. Secondly, please keep to the topic. Thirdly, no political discussions allowed whatsoever. Fourth, keep your side conversations, please keep those side conversations to a minimum so that the rest of us can focus on the education and the information that Roger's sharing. Because after all, he's taking time out of his very busy day to help give us an edge in the markets and to help us all become more confident and consistent in our trading activities. Now, for those of you that joined us bright and early this morning at 8 o'clock Eastern Time for Roger's pre-market briefing, you'll note that there were several catalysts that we needed to be aware of today. In the chip sector, we know that SanDisk was down 4%, Western Digital was down 3% coming into the open. On the other hand, on the tech side, Cisco was up 6%. In consumers, we noted that Nike was up 2%. Dollar Tree, however, was down 3%, and Disney was scheduled to release their earnings before market open. Europe, the Euro stock had set record highs. In China, the Shanghai sets a new fresh 10-year high. And on the Fed front, we noted that we have a couple of FOMC speakers today. We have crude oil inventory reports coming out, and we also have a 30-year bond sale this afternoon. Now, some of you are probably wondering, why do we even talk or even focus upon catalysts? Well, the key thing is this. We're looking about critical bits of information that are either known or will be known during the trading session, but are not yet priced into the market. Therefore, each one of these catalysts represents a volatility point. And we know that volatility can introduce risk, okay? So from that standpoint, you just need to be aware of things that are going on as you consider placing stocks and taking trades in the markets. And that's the purpose of these catalysts, and they shift from day to day. Now, on the small cap watch list, Roger shared 5 tickers with us today: MGRX, TNMG, LVLU, MRSN, and OTLK. Now, let me shift my screens here and let's bring up my charts and let's see how these small caps are doing. So we have small caps today, and there are these 3 across the top and the 2 here in the bottom. If you take a quick look as to what's going on, we can see that only one of the small caps hit, and we'll come to that in just a second. But if we begin here in the upper left-hand corner, we see MGRX. The pre-market open was 288. We haven't even come close to that, and I'm not sure we'll get a fill. In the next pane over here, we have TNMG. The pre-market high was 89 cents, and we've been, fluctuating around the open here at about 48 cents. Doesn't appear to me that anything's going to happen here as well. In LVLU, we noted that the pre-market high was $9.31. We haven't even come close to this area, and I doubt that we will as well. In the lower left-hand corner, we have MRSN. The pre-market high was $29.89. So this is kind of pricey for a small stock, but we can see we opened up here right around 27 and a half, and we've just been hanging there. And that brings us to 0TLK. Now, this is a tricky one, and it's tricky for these reasons. We can see that the pre-market high was $1.72, and right here on the at 1015, the 1015 bar, we can see that we basically did spike up. We came to this level, which would have given us a fill, all right? And then we noted that the market just basically came back down. Now, I put a couple of levels in here. 146, that would be 15%, and 198 would be 15%. So let's assume this is a stop loss and this is a profit target. So after getting hit, we kind of bounced around. We poked up through again, went up about 6 points to $1.83 and turned right back around. And we're sitting here at this point in time. So this is kind of a tricky trade. All I can share with you from my perspective, if it were me, I know that small caps, or I expect them to come through, break through this line, move aggressively in my direction, and give me my fill. When I see something like this, had I gotten into this trade as soon as we broke above, here, I probably would have moved my stops right here to break even and just you may be happy with that. But anyway, technically, we're still in this trade. We've still got some time on our side. And once again, 15% stop loss, 15% profit target. We'll see what happens. The other charts that you see here, this is the TLT. We can see it's been chopping sideways, staying in this range. But here we have the SPY, and boy, the SPY has really moved aggressively below us. These were Rogers levels today, and you can see where we basically opened up below this low level, and we're in this area here. The QQQ, once again, the same kind of a thing. It's really taken a nosedive here as the bonds haven't done anything. But anyway, let's go back to our normal presentation here. And before I leave the small caps, I just want to remind everybody that when Roger takes a look at these recommendations for the small caps, he's not only looking at price action, but he's looking for extreme volume, pre-market. Extreme volume, like 100 times what the normal volume is. And that's what gets his attention. We also need to remind you that small caps are their own animal, okay? They're not driven by institutions because the only people investing in small cap trade are retail investors like ourselves, not the big institutions. Also, if you're going to consider taking one of these small cap trades, only do it during normal market hours. And if you don't have a fill by around 2 p.m. Eastern time, then just forget it. It's not worth the risk. And absolutely, if you get into one of these small cap trades, just do not hold them overnight. It's definitely not worth the risk. Now, when Roger was talking about what's on his pre-market large cap stock list, we can see he gave us a bunch of stocks to consider. On the short side, he gave us 13 stocks to consider, and you could see them all listed here. And then on the long side, he gave us 17 stocks, and there's about 3 of them I want to point out to you. AMD, Qualcomm, and Micron. These 3 are so closely aligned. They're basically all going to move the same. And Roger's recommendation here would be that if you're going to take all 3 of those stocks, put a third of your investment into each one because they're so highly correlated. But he liked them on his watch list. You can pick one, but if you're going to go with more than one of these, if you were to go with AMD and let's say Qualcomm, for example, and you were going to buy 100 shares, put 50 in one and 50 in the other. You don't want to load up and put yourself at too much of a risk. I also want to share with you that these large cap stocks are legitimate stocks that are on his watch list. And if any of these stocks basically meet his criteria, hit a critical level, set up the way he likes them to be, more often than not, they're going to be something that he puts out in the trading pit or in one of his other premium trading services. Now, as far as Roger's closing comments are concerned, we did note that the markets were a bit soft coming into the open. So the futures markets were all down a bit, nothing reckless, but they were down a bit coming into the open. We did see that SPY was once again, like yesterday, flashing a bullish signal, trading above its range. It's sitting there above its range, and we're just waiting to see if that's just going to pop up. But here's the interesting thing. The MAGs, the chips, the QQQ, they were all kind of stalled. They're not following suit. Okay. And that tells us that the market strength is largely coming from blue chips, not the technology sector. Roger's biggest recommendation is keep an eye on bonds, because if the bonds basically move higher, that will be the impetus to drive the tech sector and just raise all boats, if you will. But as we've seen today, the bonds have just been moving sideways. All right. So ultimately, be careful, expect choppiness. And oh, by the way, AMAT, Applied Materials, are going to be releasing their earnings after the close. And this has the potential to have a big impact on the market. For example, if they significantly beat their estimates, that's going to be extremely bullish for the chip sector. So a lot of eyes are on AMT as we wind down our earnings season at this point. So today's agenda, folks, we got a great group of people here. It's November 13th. What are we going to focus on? Well, Roger's going to be talking about how he uses the Pro Trader dashboard every day, every minute of every day to place intraday, day trades, and swing trades. So he's going to talk about what it is. He's going to talk about the levels and the indicators and what they mean and how he uses them. He's also going to share with us how the scanner spots stocks that are either breaking up or breaking down. He's also going to tell us then how he combines all this to help find the fastest moving intraday stocks. And then he's going to share with us, when and how to enter momentum and pullback trades. He's going to give us some tips and tricks for taking day trades and swing trades. And as an extremely special bonus, he's basically going to show us live how he uses the Pro Trader dashboard to find some trades. And hopefully we find something juicy we can all take advantage of today. So with that, once again, folks, it's wonderful to have you here. And let's say hi to the gang. Matt, how you doing, buddy? Roger, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys doing?
Man,
How's
we're
everybody
doing,
doing?
yeah, I think we're doing good here. But wow, the markets, holy smoke. I mean, they're slapping us around a little bit here.
Yes, they are slapping us around, and I did warn you. I warned everybody this morning that the bond market is not moving higher, and if the
No.
bond market doesn't move higher, I'm going to tell you what it is, and I don't want to spend an hour talking about it because we could be doing so much better stuff. But the stock market is realizing that interest rates, and I know this is going to be a big shock to all of you, a huge shock to all of you, but the stock market is finally realizing that interest rates going down in December is not a foregone conclusion.
Right.
And I could tell you, I could talk for the next 3 hours, but that's where we're at right now. I know it's a shock. I know you've never heard that before. I know we've never, ever, ever talked about that. It's a topic. I asked Matt. He was cracking up just now, too. He's like, no, you've been talking about it for he's like for a while now, ever since the last, because it was really strange. And I'll tell you why it was really strange, because when the Feds lowered rates last time, it was just everybody for and I don't know, I still don't know why, but everybody just assumed, oh, October means December. Nobody even talked about December. It was like what, and I was like, but why? Why is everybody so? And I did, and anybody here sitting here would be just lying in my face saying, I said it many, 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 many times. And now we're at the 50th percentile, somewhere in the 50th percentile. And that's the reason why. It's
Right.
not earnings. Earnings are fantastic.
Yeah,
Earnings are
earnings
not
have
just,
been great. Yeah.
they've been really good. And this whole thing for chip stocks not reacting. Well, look at AMD.
Yeah.
Yesterday it reacted well. Tonight we have
Applied materials. Yeah.
Applied Materials, which is a huge chip stock, by the way, a huge chip stock. So my and this isn't about I hate to say I hate to say I told you so. That's not what this is about. This is about you guys understanding exactly what's causing the market to behave a certain way. It's
Hmm.
nothing to do with earnings. It's nothing to do with valuations. Nvidia hasn't even reported yet. Okay. So it has nothing to do with AI. It has to do with interest rates, and more interest rates.
Hmm.
Okay. Which is why, by the way, the Russell 2000 stocks, the smaller stocks, also started fizzling out yesterday as well. They were really strong in the morning, and then they started fizzling out. Let me just share my screen. We have a lot to get through today.
Oh yeah, an exciting agenda, Roger. I think everybody's pretty keen. They're going like, so the Pro Trader dashboard, the tool that you use every minute of every day.
Yeah, let me tell you what I did with it today, okay? I'm going to tell you what I did with it this morning. All right? I'm not kidding. This is I have it timestamped actually here, okay? And the reason why you're not seeing it in the pit, most of these trades, is because they're just too fast. You guys get upset at me when I post the trades that are too fast. So I'm trying to avoid doing that. So let me just give you an idea of what I did today, okay? Uh, I went short Baidu at 1036.47 at 123.25. I covered Baidu at 122.68. So I shorted it at 123. Here, you know what? Here, I'm gonna notepad. Hold on, notepad. There we go. Notepad. Here's what I did today. I do short at 123. This is all 150% pro trader dashboard. Cover short at 122.68. Then I went short IRM at 92.90. I got out of it at 92.20. I was in the trade for 4 minutes. I
Yeah, I
went
was going to
short.
say these are fast duration trades.
Yeah, Zebra. These are I'm giving you. I have the brokerage the timestamps because I did these in my account. 33, and I got out at 249.40. And also a lot of these are not optionable. Their options are not wide. And then I went short ALGM at 25.55, and I covered it with a scratch at 25.49. Okay, that's what I did today. The day's only halfway done, and I'm here. But and that's in addition to giving you a trade in the pit based on it as well. So and an open trade which we currently have in the pit right now. Excuse me. So I was a pretty busy beaver.
Oh yeah,
OS,
and
hey Rob.
you were just trading the underlying there, weren't you? You were
Oh,
actually
I was
trading
just
the stock. Yeah,
that's actually the underlying price and the fill and everything. Yeah, that's the
sure.
whole
Yeah.
thing. And the average trade was like 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes. I wasn't into these trades very long.
Well, what's cool is you're going to show us then how the Pro Trader dashboard helped identify those fast moving
I
moves.
may even take some more with you guys. You never know how the balls bounce.
Awesome.
All right. So
Hey,
I'm going to
on
show
just
you.
another note, just so
Yes.
Roger, on the small cap front, we were
Oh,
looking at
yes.
five today, and one of
Yes.
them did hit.
Yes.
OTLK hit, and this is a rough one. It's a teaser because it gave us a fill, retraced, came back, made a move like it was going to go higher, went up about 6 points, 6 percentage points, and then dropped down below. Hard to say what it's going to do.
I, I would just say scratch. I would just say scratch.
That was I offered that opinion as well. I said if this were me, you know, the second time that it moved above my entry point and moved up about 6 points, I probably would have moved everything, my stops to break even and just let it sit there. Because I kind of treat these like I trade the futures markets, Roger. I'm expecting a quick move to see a fast acceleration, you know, 10%, 15%, and then out. But when it just kind of languishes like this, it could turn around and drop like a falling knife.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, anyway,
100%.
I just thought I'd give you that update on
No,
the
no, no. I appreciate it. Yeah,
on
that's
that.
just a scratch. That's not here nor there. And those will happen too, you know?
Yep.
That's what makes this so interesting and fun, trading. All right. So let's start off with two parts that make up the Pro Trader dashboard. And I have the Pro Trader dashboards all over my literally all over my screen.
Breaking down.
Yeah.
He's also going to tell us then how he combines all
Oh,
this.
1 second. I have to. There we go. That was you on YouTube. Sorry. I had
Yeah.
to turn that off for a second. I was
I know
like,
you can't get enough of me, Roger.
I can't get enough of you. You're everywhere. So it would be really nice if there was a way I could show you the Pro Trader dashboard and the scanner. They work together, okay? But unfortunately, if I do that, you're not going to see much of either one. Um, let's see. Maybe I could do it here. Maybe I could. Trying to be creative here. I don't know. I wish there was a way to do it. Hold on. Maybe I could put this down here. It would save me so much time if I could do that.
Oh, if you could arrange everything on one screen. Yep.
Well, not on one screen, but make it so maybe you know what? I No, I can't. I can't. So, all right. So you guys are just gonna have to take my word on what I'm seeing and I'm using the 5 minute, okay? So if you want, you can come along and scan along with me, okay?
Okay.
So now what I'm going to be doing is this. I'm going to be looking at these stocks and I'm going to be looking at these stocks and I'm going to be looking for stocks that look good on a daily chart. Once they look good on a daily chart, then I'm going to start looking at these stocks on the Pro Trader Dash. So what you need to do for me, Raleigh, you're going to help me out today, okay?
Okay.
You're going to mark if I say I like something, that means you're going to write it down. So make a list for yourself of longs and shorts.
Okay. So
And if I
longs
say
and
it,
short.
write
Okay.
that ticker down, okay?
Okay.
That way we can have we can, all right.
Got you covered.
All right. Let's put that here. Let's put that there. All right. We don't really go too much below this level here. It'd be nice if we could see the ticker symbol. Otherwise, we're going to be deep doo-doo. Not going to have any fun there. Okay, so I'll start. Let's see what the market's doing nothing right now, and it's lunchtime. So the stocks really have to carry their own weight. That's fine with me. All right, I'm going to start with the long side.
Okay.
ADM. No, I wouldn't touch this. It's below the 50. And I'm going to explain to you why I don't like each one, okay?
Okay.
And notice I'm only looking at the daily right now. I'm not looking at the intraday. So what I'm doing right now is I'm looking at the daily chart, the kind of stock for the kind of chart that I like. This will definitely not work for numerous reasons. It's not above the American flag. It's kind of noisy. It's got too much stuff going on. So it doesn't work. QSR. QSR looks beautiful. Look at that. Please write down QSR, okay?
Gotcha.
Start making a long watch list, okay? QSR looks beautiful. Regeneron. Oh, that looks good for a day trade. REGN. Let's write that down.
Okay.
All right. TMO. That's very nice. Very nice. TMO. Let's write that down. LYB. Nope, no way. It's a downtrend. It's a up move from a downtrend. Never will work. All right, let's look at a couple more. QSR. Did we already write down
Yeah,
QSR?
we had QSR already. Yeah.
Okay, okay. SG, nope, same thing. EMN, nope. BKNG, nope. MKTX, nope. IFF. These are all coming from a downtrend. We don't want those. We want stocks that are already moving up. CME, a little extended, but let's put that in our
And
noodle, okay?
okay.
Beam, no. DAR, no. Uh, Merck. Merck. Let's put Merck. All right, we have enough. We have more than enough.
Okay.
All right. Wow, I got to say, whoever wrote this scanner did a great job
They
because
know what they're
some of these
doing, you
stocks are
know?
really good. These are really good. All right, let's look at the short side. FICO, uh, Ro Roblox. Oh yeah. Yeah, it still has room to the 200. Put Roblox on the short list.
Okay.
BRN. Nope. Nope. Etsy. Yeah, put Etsy. We still have Etsy still has some room to go.
Okay.
Um, MSCI. No. ADP. No. VNO. Absolutely. Put this on our list. VNO. Wall. No. Where's BXP? No. ALGM. Yeah, that's from this morning. That's this one of the stocks that I traded this morning. Yeah, put that on our list.
ALGM. Okay.
Yeah, ALGM, not N.
Yeah. Yeah.
ALGM. Very because I make that mistake
Oh,
all
yeah.
the
It
time.
would be easy. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I'm notorious at making those mistakes. You got to watch me like a hawk. STX. No, no, no. Let's see if we're missing anything really big. Docu. It's still in random land. No. Um, how many we have on the short side, Raleigh?
One, two, three. Were we doing FICO? Did we decide to keep that or did
Oh,
we scratch that
no,
one?
no, 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 no,
No
no, no
FICO.
fight.
Okay. So we've got four.
All right, let's see if we could find another one. Rock, no. RMBS. Yeah, actually, that isn't bad at all. Okay,
RMBS.
RMBS
Okay. All right.
and Autodesk. Let's look at Autodesk. Oh, Autodesk looks like a great A line to the downside. Autodesk. So we got a
Okay.
couple. As a matter of fact, Matt, take a look at Autodesk to the downside. ADSK.
Okay.
You get a chance. That could be a nice swing. That looks like a nice swing right there, actually. Make a note of that. Autodesk could be a good swing, Raleigh. Okay.
Okay. Good swing.
I mean,
All
I
right.
figure since you're already keeping track of this stuff. Okay.
Yep.
So what we did. So folks, for anybody who's sitting here scratching their heads, what we did right now. It's my scanner. This is the scanner that I created for myself by myself. Well, I didn't create it. I I I I put it together mentally, and then Matt coded it for me. So, what we just did was these are all the strongest stocks in the market on a 5-minute basis. These are the weakest stocks in the market on a relative basis. Now, what makes this really powerful is that these stocks are competing against the SPY.
Right.
See right here where we go from yellow to green. Only these stocks are stronger than the SPY right now on a 5-minute basis. Okay. So there's not that many. There's not that many. And if you look as far as weakness is concerned, right here, up to here, see 99 right here? Anything over one, positive or negative, means it's outperforming the SPY or underperforming the SPY. So what you are seeing is really, really interesting. In order for for a stock to be up here, okay, um, the what you need to do is, anyways. So what this is showing us right now, okay, is that is that this stock is stronger than all of these stocks in comparison to the SPY,
To the SPY. Yep.
to the SPY, to the SPY. So all of these stocks are competing against the SPY, and this one's winning the race. Now, does it mean this is the stock to buy? Absolutely not. We have to go through several things, but but you guys understand how important this is. For example, if you were to ask me, Roger, what's the strongest stock right now in the market? I can answer that question for you. Roger, what's the weakest stock in the market right now? I can answer that for you. Now, the fact that I can answer it for you doesn't mean squat. What's important is if you know what the strongest stock is in the market at any given time, then you know what stocks that institutions are salivating over right now.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know what the weakest stocks is right now, then you know which stocks that institutions are pushing out of their doorway faster than you can kick a smelly cat out of your house. The cats don't really smell, but let's just say they do after rain. Probably not a good smell. So my point in explaining all this to you is so that you guys start understanding how important this is, and it's calculating it in real time. Now, this is a 5 minute increment right here. Okay,
Okay.
this is an hourly increment right here. I use this towards the end of the day for swing trades, and I use this for day trades throughout the day. And I'm constantly updating them because if I don't update them, they're gonna not have the same stuff that Mr. Don will have on his scanner. But again, I'm just illustrating stuff for you right now.
Yep.
Hey Matt, can you hook me up?
Yep.
And so,
Okay.
Roger, these are the scanners that are a part of ProTrader Dashboard.
This is half of ProTrader Dashboard.
Yeah, half of the, yeah, this is the scanning function. Yep.
Yeah. Without this, nothing good happens.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Now that you've seen the scanners, now we've got our watch list. I'm going to pull up the ProTrader dashboard, and this is the ProTrader dashboard. And the ProTrader dashboard and the scanner are both 100% compatible with TradingView now. Okay? They now are, because the reason they were not was because their dingbat scanner, right? Their dingbat scanner couldn't compare anything to the SPY. Didn't have the function. So I couldn't make this.
Right.
But as soon as they made it, we made it within like 3 hours of them upgrading it. I don't know why it took them so long, but anyway. Now there he goes. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. All right. All right. I'm a big drinker. When you talk so much, you got to drink.
Your Waterloos.
Waterloos and Polar. Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to run those stocks that we picked through the ProTrader dashboard to see what's hot and what's not. And I'm going to show you all the cool features of the ProTrader dashboard. So why don't we start with the long ones, Raleigh?
Okay. So the first one on the long one list was QSR.
QSR. All right. Well, man, look at the trend on this stock today.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, clean trend, right?
Yep.
Yeah, very, very nice. I like the stock quite a bit, and it looks good on a daily. So volume. So this is telling me that this stock is outperforming the market on a daily time period, on an hourly time period, on a 30-minute time period, on a 15-minute time period, and on the 5-minute time period.
Wow.
Okay. This is telling me that volume is not too high on an daily basis, hourly, but on a 30-minute basis, it's higher than average. This is telling me what the volume is, and this is telling me that it's only at 26% of the average daily volume, which is really low considering we're at lunchtime already. Do you see how much information this just gave me?
Yeah. It just dawned on me, Roger, that just on the time frames, normally we would have to have like 6 different charts up there to see every time frame.
This tells me all of that. And this tells me volume, relative volume. Now, relative volume is a snapshot going back 20 days to these particular time frames, okay? These particular time frames. So in other words, it looks at the daily volume going back 20 days and compares it to today's. It takes the hourly volume and compares it to today. It takes the 30-minute volume, the 15, the 5. It goes back 20 days and compares it at that exact time.
Wow.
You know why? Because your volume at noon is not going to be the same as volume at lunchtime, at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, or 9:30 in the morning. But what it's telling us is, and my rule of thumb is, if I'm day trading, I just want one of these to pump up. Any of these intraday ones to pump up, and I'm good. But if I'm swing trading, I want daily volume to be pretty good too.
Okay.
Volume is secondary. You want to have relative strength, and this is outperforming the market on every time frame. But the overall volume is really low. See how this is green?
Yep.
This is telling us what this stock is doing in comparison to the spider, to the S&P 500 in real time. And this right here, this is measuring momentum on the 5 minute, 15 minute, and 45-minute time frame to make sure momentum levels are staying consistent.
Okay. No.
Look how much information I just got from one Pro Trader dashboard. How did you know the volume was up 26%? Right here. Percent of average daily volume, right here, Sylvia. Excuse me. Right here, percentage of average daily volume. Not up 26%. What percentage of the daily volume? If you want to know here, what you could do is this. You could look at volume, today's volume, and you could look at percentage of daily volume, and you'll know right away.
Yep.
All you got to do is just think about what time of day it is, right? Like if it's 10 o'clock in the morning, okay, and the market's gone for half an hour, and we were able to achieve 25% or 27% of volume, that's a pretty good day. But if it's noon already, basically figure out how much time the market, what percentage of the day is gone. Like we're at about what, 45% right now? Some 45, 50. I'm just, I'm not calculating. I'm just thinking out loud,
Sure.
And we're at 27%. So volume is low today. And you could see daily volume is low today. If we were above 50, daily volume would be, but if you want to day trade this thing, there is some momentum coming in intraday, but overall volume is not really that high. All right. Yeah, Ken's right. It would take about 15 minutes to calculate all these numbers. Okay. Okay. What was the next one?
The next one is REGN.
All right. So, okay, in this case, you got a lot of green here, excuse me. And look at volume on this one. The other one was what? 20, what was it? 27%?
26, yeah, 26, 27%.
Now look at volume on this one. Now we know 77% of the day is not over yet, right? Right. So this has a much better volume than the other one. But what I don't like about this one is look how relative strength is getting weaker as the day progresses.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. That's telling me it's losing relative strength to the SPY as the day progresses. I want stocks that are gaining relative strength to the SPY as the day progresses. Mm-hmm. Right? But hey, how would you know that if you didn't have this?
Right.
All this is telling me is, see how the green is getting weaker? That means we're losing relative strength to the SPY. If this goes to here, that means they're equal to each other. And if it goes red, that means this is weaker than the SPY. What the hell do I need it for? Also, it's a little overextended based on what I've got here. This is the first target, and it looks like we've already hit it. Look, these were the entries right here. See the arrows?
Yep.
So we're kind of a little past our prime, if you will. That's not our... Vivian, if I hear you comparing my master blaster of disaster indicator with the RSI, I will be very upset at you, Vivian. Vivian is saying, is that an RSI set to 14 days or 2 days? What if I told you it's not the RSI, and no respectable trader would use the RSI on their charts? No. This is the master blaster of disaster indicator. See right here, it says MBD, Master Blaster of Disaster Indicator. All right. And what this is telling us is this is using a 5-minute momentum, 15-minute momentum, and a 45-minute momentum rolled into one to tell you how consistent those momentum levels are. Yeah, this is really powerful. This is not your 2 or 14-day hour. First of all, the 14-day RSI stands for really stupid indicator. Why would I have that on my chart? I wouldn't. Now, another thing I did not show you yet. You know what's interesting? We've been talking for half an hour, and I still haven't even done So, see right here on the scanner? See how it says green breakout?
Yep.
Versus in range? That's telling you when the arrow appears, when the stock is breaking out of it's in breakout mode. Basically, it's breaking out. This will turn into breakout. So let's say I turn this on and it doesn't work for half an hour. It waits to create a breakout range for the first half hour. what this will do, see opening range breakout, this will tell you if you're already in a breakout or not. So that way, if you're still in range, you can still look at those stocks. But if you're breakout, that means the stock is already on the move. And you can see these are all on the move right now. And obviously, we don't care about breakdowns. We just care about breakouts. So this so the question is, do I have to look at 500 stocks all day? No. You just come and look at these like 10 here, the top 10, and you look to see if they've broken out or not in the morning. And if it gets a green light, you just come here and you start pouncing. So Regeneron, see how volume was coming in? Volume was really high. Now volume is not green anymore. Okay. But volume overall is still pretty good. So momentum and this right here, let me show you. This is telling you the S&P 500, the healthcare sector, and the stock. And it's showing you which one is the strongest and which one is the weakest. Okay. So this right here, the purple one, that's the healthcare sector. Okay. That's the index and that's the stock. And excuse me, this is the stock and this is the index. So the index is here, the sector is here, the stock is here. That's how you want to have it. So here's what I'm answering here. How strong is this stock? How good is relative volume? How good is volume compared to how it is typically?
Mm-hmm.
How good is the stock doing right now compared to the SPY? How is the stock compared to the sector that it's in? Is it outperforming the sector that it's in? And is the sector outperforming the S&P? Wouldn't it be nice to know this information?
Absolutely, Roger. And it would be nice if we could get it at a glance.
Yes. So all day long, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at these scanners all day long, literally all day long. I'm looking at these scanners, trying to find. Steve says Pro Trader Dashboard is the best. I use it every day. I know that Omar uses it religiously. I use it religiously. Richie uses it religiously. I don't know I don't know what the hell I do without it. I would feel lost. I would feel lost without it. All right, let's find another stock. What's another stock?
Next one would be TMO.
All right. Well, let's see. It's also losing momentum. See how it's losing momentum as the day's going on? I don't like that. I want a stock to gain momentum as the day goes on. Okay. Also, the SPY's below the VWAP right now, so it ain't all that bullish either. And you could see we got the blue picket fence here. You got the stock here. You got the SPY is see how we're going into red territory right here, Raleigh. If it goes down further, see how it's below positive.
Yep.
You see how the index is crossing the strength of the asset, and how the sector that it's in is now gaining strength. So the healthcare sector is now gaining strength over both the S&P and the stock.
And the stock itself, yeah.
We don't want that. We don't want a stock that has negative momentum, and volume is very, very low.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got okay volume, but I mean, volume right now is very low. So this will tell you all that immediately. So I don't like the fact that it's losing momentum, and I don't like to go long stocks when we're below the VWAP for day trades. All right. Next.
Okay, next one would be CME.
Oh, Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Okay. All right. So this one, you could see it's much stronger than the index. Than the index. The index is green right here. So you got the index, you got the S&P 500, and then you have the stock.
The stock itself, yep.
They're playing a horse race right here. And it's got really good momentum, but again, momentum is declining.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like that. And I'll tell you why I don't like that, because the S&P's been going down for all day long. Pretty much it went up and then it's been going down all day.
Right.
And you would expect, if a stock is really strong, you would expect momentum to go up. Now, with that said, it's not losing all that much momentum in the last hour. So I think it might have stabilized, but I would still be very, very careful. And again, volume, we're only at 41%, so it does not have high volume. My point here is to demonstrate. I would be much more comfortable day trading to the short side right now. But uh, of course, Bob. Yeah, yeah. You don't. It'll upgrade everything.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll handle that.
yeah,
I'll
yeah. You
handle
take
the
care of
chat,
that. You take
Roger.
care of
Yep,
that.
yep, yep.
Yeah. What's the next one? What's the next stock?
The next stop would be MRK.
Merck. All right. Notice that we like in our list. And by the way, I did not look at the sectors, but notice like three or four are healthcare stocks.
Yeah.
Healthcare stocks are on the move today. You didn't know that before Pro Trader Dashboard told you that. See, healthcare. This is like the third or fourth healthcare stock. We're on the right track, is what I'm saying. Okay, this just went negative, just like the previous stock. Look,
Yep.
momentum is you want to buy it when momentum is rising, not when it's falling. And look, the stock is below both the SPY. The SPY is gaining over the stock and over the sector. The hell would I
Mm-hmm.
want to? Why would I want to buy that?
Mm-hmm.
No. And volume on the day is good, but overall intraday volume is not. And I'm really looking for a day trade, so not so good. And again, I use this for swings just as much, but I'm just trying to kind of give you a picture of what I would be doing during the day with it right now. And notice I have two Pro Trader dashboards here. I could be looking at shorts. Here I could be looking at longs. And so Raleigh, I have 9 monitors, right?
Yes.
I have the Pro Trader dashboard on 4. Let's see. Do I have it on here? 4. I have it on 4. I don't want to lie to you. I have 4. And on each one, I have 2 like this.
Yeah. Okay.
So I have 8 Pro Trader dashboard setups on my screen at any given time because they're each, there's 2 on each one.
Right.
Right. All right. Any more longs?
Okay. No, that's all for longs. It was QSR, REGN, TMO, CME, and MRK. Those
Let
are the
me let me
five longs.
let me just go through the first 3 again to see if momentum is declining as well. Just
Okay.
here,
QSR.
US. Sorry, it'll just take a second, folks. Nope. Also, look at that.
Yep.
Went negative. Go ahead.
Okay. Next one is REGN.
Nope. But also healthcare sector. See that? Almost down, almost flat.
Almost
Next,
flat. TMO.
negative.
Yep.
It pays to look at the Pro Trader dashboard. All right. It was okay. Let's now do the short side.
Okay. On the short side, the first one was Roblox, RBLX.
Now we're talking. And we already know we like these on a daily. Otherwise, Raleigh wouldn't have the names. Okay, so relative strength is weakening. That's what we want to see, isn't it?
Yeah. When you're going short.
Duh. Okay. And and here you could see that the stock is weaker than the S&P 500 here as well. This one is not, if it's not in an index that a sector that it can identify, it'll just give you the 2 instead of the 3.
Okay.
Okay. So okay, well, we got our weakness. Look, red, 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 but we don't want red volume. We want this to be high. Volume is low. It's only 40%. So
Mm-hmm.
while things are moving in our direction and relative strength is definitely getting weaker and it's definitely moving in the direction of the market, this is the VWAP and the market is below the VWAP. So we definitely want to go short right now. But, uh, relative strength is good. Everything's good, but volume is not good.
Okay.
Volume is not good. So it's not a bad trade, but it's not the best trade. All right. Let's move on.
Okay. Next one would be Etsy, ETSY.
All right, let's look at Etsy. Its relative strength is definitely favoring us.
Uh-huh.
We're good with the sector here. The SPY's above us. That's good here. Volume is good. We have relative weakness. We don't really have high volume, but we do have higher volume today. We're at 60%, whereas the other one we were at like 40%. So this is because we're up about 60. We're done with the day about 55%. So this is okay. This is okay. I wouldn't throw this out with bathwater. I also like this short here. It's not a bad short. This is not a bad short. The only thing I don't love here is it doesn't have any high volume candles here, but the market is down today. and relative strength is moving in our direction. And volume, and this is above 50, 55. So it's not low volume. This is, and we just got our arrow
It's
right
got
here. Here's
arrow
your,
right there. Yeah.
yeah, you got your arrow right there. So it's not a bad, it's not, and by the way, it gives you profit targets and it gives you stop losses. Okay. So it gives you everything you need to place, enter, and manage the trade. Okay. Next one.
Next one, VNO.
It's a pretty good lesson we're having, huh?
That's wonderful. The comments are awesome, Roger. People
Oh,
really enjoy. This is wonderful repetition, is what it
yeah.
is.
It's not okay. Well, Shep, you asked a good question. What volume is acceptable? It's not what volume is acceptable. It's what percentage of the volume. Okay, let me ask you a question, Shep. What percentage of the day are we done with right now? What would you guys say? Just rough ball it.
Half, 50%.
Okay. What percentage of the daily volume has this stock traded?
I can't read it.
13%.
13%, right.
The day is already 60% gone, 55% gone, and this is at 13%.
You get an uneven amount of volume in the first hour than you do the rest of the day.
Right. What was the other one? Etsy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Etsy is 60 point, almost 61%. That's
Okay.
not bad. It's not bad volume because we're about 60% done with the day, right? So either this lights up green or this is relative to where we are in the day. Capiche?
Yep.
So ask yourself, how much of the day are we done with? Oh, 60, 65%. How much of the day's volume is done? That's all you have to do. Answer your own question. Or just look up here. Okay? All right. Let's continue this.
Okay. So we were at VNO. Were you finished with that one, Roger?
I don't know yet. Let's go back here. This one is losing relative strength, which is great, but it's got 13% of volume. It has no volume.
Yeah,
It has zero. I mean, this is horrible volume. It's a big red flag. Let's continue.
Okay. The next one was ALGM.
L?
ALGM.
Yeah, I got it. All right. Well, this morning this had pretty good volume, but right now we're definitely not at 29% of the day, right? We're at like 60% of the day, so we have low volume. But it's starting to get strong, not weak, which is what we don't want. So not compared to the SPY, I'm saying. It's holding up well in comparison to the SPY. The SPY is falling off a cliff right now, and this is kind of holding up. See how this is?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now it started coming off, but you see what I'm saying. It's not coming down. It's just kind of staying here.
Right.
But more importantly, volume is really low. Volume is really, really low. Okay, next one.
RMBS.
All right, let's see here. Nice trend. 50%. Not great. We're already probably beyond that, but volume is a little lower than usual. This is coming up. It's okay. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not good. It's okay. It's acceptable. All right. Let's continue.
This is the last one.
Yes.
ADSK. And you asked me to remind
Autodesk.
you that this is a nice looking swing. That was a little note that you had on there.
Yeah,
A swing consideration.
Well, for a day trade, it's crap. I mean, look, we're at 20% of the daily volume, and it's already 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or close to 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So this is definitely a no. This is definitely a no-no. And you could see how this is starting to get. It's starting to get relative strength. We want this red, not green. Remember, we're looking for shorts. So the last thing we want is for these things to light up green, right? We want them to stay. So that's not going to do. That's not going to do for us. All right. And that's that. So I gave you guys a really, really, really good. We're going to talk tomorrow more about this, but I gave you guys a really good like overview of the Pro Trader dashboard. And I want you guys to know something. This tool has changed. This particular tool has changed more people's lives and made more people into full-time traders than I will ever know. I mean, I get emails daily.
Hmm.
You have changed my life. This is an amazing tool. This is an amazing tool. And I can tell you that people who've been with me for years will say the same thing. Now, I am going to have a class on what we just discussed, a formal class, okay? So that we can go through all of this from a completely different perspective. And what I recommend you do is pay attention and focus and pay attention so that I can explain all this to you and that we can start building a foundation on how to use the Pro Trader dashboard. And I've already given you some stocks on the house today, a lot of good stocks actually on the house today, but I'm going to maybe find some more during the broadcast, see if we could find some during the broadcast. Again, my summary from just before we start is I would be looking at the short side for day trades today. I would definitely be looking at the short side for day trades today. And I would be looking for stocks that have higher than usual volume. And the way you could see that is by we'll talk about that here as well. Please don't
Okay.
go